Happy New Year, everyone. As we gear up to embrace 2019, I want to take a few moments to reflect on 2018. If there's one word I could use to describe our last trip here around the sun, it would be the word volatile. While we had no idea that presidential tweets would matter so much in the financial markets or that the crash of Bitcoin would cause disruption among so many semiconductor and tech companies, we certainly didn't think that after entering 2018 with a balanced budget, we've been entering 2019 with a government that is effectively shut down. Have you been to a local park lately? Just as 2018 had its challenges, this year will undoubtedly also bring a few things that we couldn't have predicted. But that keeps things interesting, right? In reviewing the markets, December was one of the absolute worst months since 2009. And now you all know the reason why. Trump said, China! Well, you can pick your villain. Personally, I'm going with the Federal Reserve. What we're hearing from corporate America is that the economy is cooling faster than the Fed thinks, and I'm pretty sure I'm in the majority on this opinion, as the markets have certainly shifted until just the last few days, where the Fed finally said, you know, we're going to look not just at the data, but listen to companies. The question is, though, will the markets orchestrate a soft landing in 2019? Well, I believe we're in a slowdown rather than a full-blown recession. So hopefully, we'll get that soft landing. In this month's newsletter, we'll be talking about the emotional realities of preparing for and being in retirement. While we could keep this short and sweet and simply tell you to save enough money and then spend a certain fraction each year after you retire, well, we all know there's more to it than that. You've seen us talk to people all the time about certain things, and one of the things we'll talk to you about is what we've seen with our own client families and how they've chosen to retire, how to manage withdrawals in retirement, and how we define emergency versus lifestyle expenses. And for those of you who grew up with those World War II era parents, we'll address that fear you probably have of running out of money that many of you have told us about. We're happy to have that conversation where we address your worry about going broke while making sure that you can live your best life, #best life, now. When it comes to making withdrawals in a bear market, however, one thing we always do during the first quarter is to sit down with our client couples who are in retirement and look at how their portfolio has performed in 2018. And then we also look how much they took out during that year and what they expect their lifestyle to look like going forward in 2019. This isn't simply an up or down conversation. The markets could be up or they could be down. Or the money we took out could have been dividends, as if we're squeezing the orange without actually cutting into it. Dividends are not guaranteed, of course, and can be affected by market volatility. There's your compliance piece for you. In a well-designed portfolio, we believe bear markets shouldn't have a significant effect on your cash flow requirements for at least 12 to 24 months. And historically, the majority of bear markets haven't lasted longer than that. Of course, past performance is no guarantee of future results, so we could all be screwed. But that aside, and hoping it doesn't happen, you're thinking, but Dave, well, what if they do? Well, we'll address that, of course, but the reality is that we can't just put money in a CD and let you live off the interest. Most people can be fully retired, but they can't just simply withdraw 2.5%. They need more than that. And whatever your number it is, we see a lot of clients take somewhere between 4 or 5%, but it varies depending on the client situation, of course. Well, we'll work with you to find a way to help you enjoy this life in retirement while still leaving something to pass on. However, even if we do get into a period of massive volatility where things do drop and, well, that shouldn't affect the cash that you're taking from your portfolio initially. You see, people see headlines that say Dow crashes 6%, and they think they won't be able to pull out their $5,000 a month, when in reality, they may have enough cash available to pull without selling a single stock, which will rebalance and replenish as it makes sense. In our first meetings of the new year, we'll also review not just your accounts, but whether your cash flow requirements will change in 2019. Will you take the same vacation as last year? Or did you finish that kitchen remodel you were working on the last time we talked? Will the family be gathering for your 50th wedding anniversary? Congratulations, by the way. And do you need to start thinking about taking care of perhaps an elder family member? Or did your grandchild get into a school that their parents didn't plan for? Maybe they were thinking UK and they got into Stanford. Well, these are all things we need to know in order to plan for them in advance. Because after all, we are planners. These life changes conversations will help us continue to help you in 2019 and beyond. It's our job to help make those little transitions in life smoother and less costly for you. Look forward to seeing you here in the office.